Hey, true believers. Chris Mack coming at you today with Spider-Man 2099 #1. And I'm so excited to have this book in my collection, and I'm even more excited for the foil cover. I know it was a big thing back in the 90s, and kind of what caused the implosion was because of all the oversaturation. But now it's a welcome sight. I really love this cover. I think it's great. Now, before we jump into this, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Brandon. We're both part of a Facebook group called League of Extraordinary Collectors. He was doing a live auction type thing, and I was able to get this book from him. So thank you so much, man. I'm so happy to finally have this. Now, with that, this book is definitely how you introduce a new character. So right at the beginning, you see these paneling, you see floating cars. You know that this is not your everyday New York. And I even like that Peter David goes out of his way to say New York in the year 2099. Many things have changed. On the other hand, there are some things that are depressingly the same. And then you pull back to this gorgeous splash page. Now, when we went over Amazing Spider-Man 365, that is the first cameo appearance of this Spider-Man. And if you go back, if you check out the review, so make sure to check that out after you've seen this one. This is essentially the same splash page that they used to introduce this character. But there are some differences, like the car. In the prior review, it's either purple or blue, and the clothes are different. Same thing with the police squadron. They're green in that other one. So it's just kind of funny to see that it's changed in that way. And just love that kind of slanted Dutch angle here. You see Spider-Man prominent because who's ever on the title needs to be awesome. Now, the persons responsible for this book is Peter David writing, Rick Leonardi penciler, Al Williamson inker, Rick Parker letterer, Steve Buccoletto colorist, Joey Cavalieri editor, Tom DeFalco editor-in-chief. Begin the future history of Spider-Man 2099, presented by Stan Lee. That is how you introduce your hero. And just great work all around. The panels are so dynamic. I mean, look at these acrobat moves that he's doing. And he doesn't speak. I like that. It's just him doing all these awesome moves. It's the police barking orders on how they're going to take him out. So you don't really get a feel for who this new Spider-Man is, other than when he finally gets one of them down. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, right here. Where he's able to finally take down one of the flyers. He goes, just shut up, would you please? And then he just disappears. And we're introduced to Miguel O'Hara. Now, the way he's kind of introduced in this futuristic tower, you know, you kind of get a noir sense, all these deep, dark shadows. And then his automated assistant comes up, and I believe they said this was intentionally supposed to be a representation of Marilyn Monroe. So that's kind of interesting. And the other thing I wanted to say is when they introduced this Spider-Man, this is also the first appearance of the alternate universe, alternate future Earth 298. So that's kind of a cool feeling. Now, as we go through this digital projection, Lila, you know, she's like, you haven't checked your messages, yada, yada, yada. So we get this idea that Miguel's not real happy with the people in his life, his boss, his friends, his fiance. And you're just kind of like, man, he's kind of a jerk. What's going on here? And as you're seeing these projections from Lila, this reminds me a whole heck of a lot of Kay and Joy from Blade Runner 2099. So I wonder if the director kind of got some ideas here, you know, just saying. Now, she's like, what's wrong? Your behavioral pattern's different. You haven't even made an entry in your journal. He's like, my journal, huh? All right, Layla. Journal mode then. Take this down. And I like these deep, dark shadows on his face as someone brooding a lot on their mind. And we go back and we see, as you're reading here, that Miguel O'Hara is very much, in this future, kind of a mixture of Stephen Strange and Tony Stark. He's very snarky and cocky, and he lets himself get to it. And what they're building here is a way to enhance humans And David even says, well, one of the things we'd like to eventually do is like give people the proportional strength of a spider, like Spider-Man from the heroic age around the turn of the century. But Ty Stone, I believe is his name, he wants to go on with human trials. Miguel's like, we need to kind of not go that far. And the guy that he's kind of really raking on, he just keeps, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but you can tell that he's starting to get sick of O'Hara's crap. Now this transformation chamber, what I like here is he goes, like the design of the transformation chamber, Aaron? Aaron's the other guy's name. Got it off an old hollow, The Fly. So, old Jeff Goldblum here would be proud. Now it happens as the test subject that Mr. Stone sets up. I don't want to really spoil that or what happens, but it makes Miguel start to think twice about what he's doing here at Alchemax, which you find out that Alchemax is part of the Roxxon Corporation. Or wait, is that yeah, no. Okay. Back the truck up. He's working at Alchemax right now, but he wants out. And so Ty's sitting here having a drink with him. He's, I assure you that Roxxon, Stark, Fujikawa, Cynthia, any of those who contact us about you will receive nothing but the highest recommendation. Now, as you're reading this, I like how David kind of really pokes at corporate America and what they'll do to their employees under the auspice of caring. So, and I like here that Stark Fujikawa. I like that nod. Now, I'm not sure in the comic universe what Fujikawa is like. That's like something important. You know, it'd be kind of interesting if they said like Stark Yoshida or something, you know, go with Sunfire. But anyway, you can kind of see the corporate buyouts in the future, you know what I mean? Now, and one thing I've kind of noticed too is I wonder if when Paul Dini and all them did Batman Beyond, if they took a lot of ideas from this book. Because Ty Stone here very much looks like the corporate jerk from the Beyond series. I can't remember his name. But anyway, something happens here that assures that Miguel cannot leave Alchemax. And now, the reason I'm saying I'm wondering if Dini and them got an idea for Batman Beyond is even Miguel's girlfriend here is Dana, which is Terry's girlfriend's name in Batman Beyond. But nonetheless, it really gives some really cool ideas. So you see that he has a fiance, and we're not sure what's going to happen there because, yeah, some things happen to Miguel. And this panel, this teaser panel, love the colors. Again, the dynamicness. I miss dynamic pages. I hate reading new comics and they're just flat and there's nothing going on except people sitting and making jokes and being very punny. It kills the book. As where this is supposed to be $20.99, it still feels timeless in the terms of the artwork and the pacing. Because, you know, the only time you see Spider-Man $20.99 in this book is those opening pages, and then we follow this character, which is a great way to talk about a hero's journey and how they kind of get broken down, built back up. Stephen Strange, Tony Stark, characters of that nature. And Peter David is a master of that. Like, if you read his X Factor line, great way, like he did with Havoc, how he kind of starts building him back up into a leader role in X Factor after he was reluctant to do so. So absolutely amazing book, guys. If you see this anywhere, if you see it in a dollar bin or back issue bins, grab it. It's definitely one you want to get. And if they continue with the Into the Spider-Verse stuff, I am pretty sure a lot of his stuff is going to skyrocket because of the cameo at the end of the first Into the Spider-Verse movie. Speaking of which, if anybody has a Marvel Legends Spider-Man $20.99 that they're wanting to part with, hit me up. That is one that I definitely want in my collection. So if you guys have enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little $20.99 bell next to subscribe. That way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. You can come to the channel, and we'd love to hear your feedback and just talk with y'all down in the comments below, or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description below. So with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting. true believers.